how are you? I understand there's a police of whatever happened to. Well, I want to let you know, I'm Brian McNerney. I'm alive and well, 67 years old, living in Laverne, California, the head of the Laverne Chamber of Commerce. But this accent that you hear is not a California accent. I was born and raised in New York, born during World War II, 1944 in Staten Island. Went to Richmond Hill High School, lived in Richmond Hill, and the next thing you know, I went to Archbishop Molloy High School, So I grew up in Richmond Hill, New York, and I went to Archbishop Molloy High School in Briarwood, New York. Played a little basketball, and my claim to fame is we scrimmaged against Lou Alcindor. He was at Powell Memorial. And I made a comment that got in our local school paper that Lou Alcindor would never be much of a player because he was too gawky. His body was not connected. And 25 years later, when I went back, Brother Terrence was still there, and he said, "McNerney, I hope you did better in your business life than forecasting basketball players." Remember, he changed his name to Abdul Jabbar. So that was a funny story. I then went to college in Pennsylvania, a little school called St. Francis. Graduated from there, started working in the real world with IBM and in the office equipment arena, and stayed in the office equipment arena for over 30 years. In the process, I met my wife. We were married, and we've now been married 40 years. Carol Ann is a neat lady. She's working at the Los Angeles airport right now as an ambassador, and greets people who come into America. And like I said, we have a great daughter, Leanne. My working life, I started working with a company called Olympia, a German company back in New Jersey. And I decided I did not want to live in New Jersey. I wanted to live in California. So my wife was pregnant. We had no jobs. We jumped in a car. We went 3,000 miles across the country, landed out here in San Dimas, California. Didn't know where it was. Found out they didn't even have a police department. There was only one traffic light. And we found a home, and we've been living in that house ever since. It's been like 33 years right now. I traveled for a living for Olympia. I traveled all over the world. I started as a salesman out here in California. Then they brought me back as the national sales manager, vice president of sales. And I was constantly going to Germany, Canada, and all over the United States. I had a sales team of about 27 people under me, and we were doing very well. And then the electronic age changed, and the German companies and the American companies basically were run over by the Japanese companies. So right now there are no products made from Olympia. They don't exist. Olivetti doesn't exist. IBM doesn't exist. Smith Corona doesn't exist. They're all gone. It's all been taken over by Canon, Sharp, Toshiba, all the Japanese companies have gotten in. So after that, I came back out to California, and I worked in different arenas. I worked with a company called Bogan, which we sold electronic equipment for our answering systems. It was a little before the internet, and that was a big success. And then I started working with Smart House Technology with a company called Lomac Communications. And we put together a big demo center in Palm Desert, California, and we sold to the rich and the famous. We sold Smart House Technology, electronic movies, theater rooms, things like that, and we dealt with a lot of high-end people who had unique applications. My biggest unique application was a gentleman, and he had an application where he was in his 60s, he was married to a 22-year-old, and he did not want her to have to get up to change the blinds and move around. So we came up with an application where we could put a chip on his blinds and his windows so that as the sun rotated, they would automatically open and close so she wouldn't have to get up and do anything. And that whole application cost $45,000, and he didn't blink an eye. So that was a very interesting experience. About 5 years ago, I came out and interviewed for the job here in Laverne. I've been here ever since. Very happy with this job. It's a challenging job, but Laverne's a great city. Last year, they were voted by Family Circle magazine as one of the 10 best cities in the United States to live and raise a family, and we're very happy with it here. My daughter lives in Orange County. She just recently got married last year, and she's very happy. I'm an avid sports fan, as you can see. I have a Notre Dame tradition. We go to the Notre Dame USC game, and I wear my license plates around my neck that say defeat SC, and needless to say, my car has a couple of marks on it. People out here are SC people. Here's a picture of my wife, my daughter, and my son-in-law just before they were married. So it's been a good run. I enjoy the people I work with. I enjoy Annette here. We have a new French intern, Leah. She's a neat lady. and I like working with Ed. So just bring you guys up to date on whatever happened to Brian McNerney. I still have my New York accent. I still root for the Yankees. I root for Notre Dame, and I'm a big Laker fan. And I just want to end this by saying Celtics suck. Thank you.